I want to say a part to you first, and I want you to follow me through with this. And as I say this, just concentrate on the words that I'm actually saying, what I'm actually saying, and realize what it is that I'm trying to convey to yourselves. So I didn't really realize that it would happen to me like this. I didn't realize that it would happen to me like this. And I didn't realize that it would be so sudden. And I didn't think it would be like this. And I didn't think that my dreams would be over so soon. And I didn't think that it was myself that was the one to leave. And I just couldn't believe it. That's so sudden, so quick, at a time when I wasn't really prepared, when I was in the time of wanting to enjoy the rest of whatever I wanted to do. And all of a sudden, it just took me by surprise. And I stood there with my heart in my mouth. And I looked it into the eye. And as soon as it was on its way, I knew the time had come. And when it came, I woke up. I woke up. I, the individual inside, woke up. And it wasn't me anymore. My body froze. My whole hands, my feet, they were chilled. I felt like a thunderbolt going through down my spine. And I just looked with mouth wide open. And I thought to myself, this is it. And as I was thinking about that, I thought, what is it that I can do? And as I froze there and I knew that this thing had come straight through the wall and right at me and stood before me just a few yards, and I knew it couldn't be a joke. It was true. But what is it that I could do? And I wanted to scream, but I couldn't. Because it was me, not my body anymore. It was me. This body, I realized, was really not mine. And I was within it all this time. And I was the person controlling the body. And I knew that one day this had to happen, but I never knew that it would happen like this. And I wanted to scream, but that's what the body does. But I'm no longer the body. I am the person inside. I've been the person inside. And it all makes sense right now. And I look around at the other people who are in the room, as they're all looking at me and towards me being so shocked. And I realize that all the people who are my own blood relatives and the very people who I knew all my life, I didn't see more of their bodies than I saw themselves. For now I looked at every family member around me, and I saw that they too have got bodies that are being leased to them. Bodies that are being leased to them. And my body was also a lease. And the lease has now, or is about to expire. And I realize that right now, if I say to Allah, oh Allah, I really, really, really am sorry. Sorry is too late. For the one who has seen paths of the afterlife, and the one who has been woken up by the arrival of death, that person has got no way of saying sorry to Allah anymore. For tawbah is only accepted, repentance is only accepted before one sees death itself. And as I stood in this room and the pain took over my body, and I've always been a healthy person, I've always eaten my good foods and my nutritious foods, and I've always had my good vegetables and I've always stayed away from those things that will corrupt the body. And I've always done exercise, but death sees none of that. It's time. And when it's time, it's time. And I wish right now I could get myself a few more moments. And I really want to do something. And as it starts to walk towards me, and I start to feel the shivers down my body, and my convulsions take place, and I start to shake, and my body shakes, and I'm about to drop onto the ground. As a healthy individual, when the time has come, any excuse is a small excuse for God to take anybody's soul, which is the real self, back to the real world. And I realize at this moment that is all fake around me. And the fake world around me disgusts me. And I look and I see my family members who are around me. And I see each and every one, and I only can feel sorry for them, for what have they done. But that's not what takes over my mind. What takes over my mind in a flash is my entire life. And I look back and I think to myself, what is it that happened to me? For I allowed the gifts of God, the very things Allah gave me as a bounty, and the comforts He put me into, and the wonderful moments I had, those were the very things that made me move away from Allah. They should have brought me closer to Allah, but they took me away from Allah. And I look back and I think to myself, damn, what did I do? And I can see right across my life. And I see so many nights that I spent in playing games, on my console games, and my box and whatever I had, and laughter of my friends. And I did enjoy those moments, but damn, those moments are not going to help me right now. Nor are those friends going to travel with me right now. Nor is any one of them going to be with me right now. And if they were to see what I'm seeing, they would run as fast as a zebra from a lion. Farrat min qaswara. And if I could do it right now, I would run as fast as I could. But I can't. I'm frozen. And this body is frozen. And the moment that I've seen this thing come towards me, I know it's game over. And I think back and I see the many moments that I spent on the couch, in front of the TV, and on the internet, and in my hands the smartphone. And damn the smartphone, damn the smartphone, damn the smartphone. But it was difficult for me to waste time always on the couch. But it was so easy for me to waste time when I've got that thing in my pocket. And I carried it around. And all those texts that I sent, and the emails that I was with, that had nothing to do with my akhirah, nothing to do with my afterlife, nothing to do with Allah and His Messenger, nothing to do with a reminder about who I really am and my destiny on this earth. All of that to me is like dust in the air. On a sunny day, when the rays of the sun come through the window and you see dust flying and dancing in the air. All my moments flash in front of me like the dust in the rays of the sun. They're nothing for me. And I look back and I think, wow, that moment I had when I first met her and I saw her and her beauty took me. And I thought I needed to be with her. And the moments I spent after that, trawling through precious time to try and just get a glimpse of her, to try and take a photo of her, to try and speak to her. And then finally, after a long period, we did get together. But the days I spent with her, those days without nikah, without marriage, today is me in trial. I am to be summoned in front of the King of Kings. I am about to travel to a court nobody can escape. I am about to go in front of angels that took every single thing down. And now it makes sense. All the relatives I see on their shoulders, on the right shoulder is an angel, and the left shoulder is an angel. And as I grasp my last moments, I see anything they are saying, and they're calling me by my name. And those angels are writing every act they are doing and everything they are saying. And I see my two own angels wrapping up their books, for this is my last moment that I've got. And it makes sense to me right now that everything of this world that I've seen is nothing but will turn to dust, pure dust, as it will be taken to the ground. That lovely, lovely room that I can see, and the hundreds of pounds that I've spent decorating this room. What decoration! Damn it! I should have been, while decorating, remembering Allah. And it is only those things that I take with me of Allah and His Messenger and what they told me to do that will be with me right now. And I regret the moments that I've spent arguing because I wanted to prove myself to be better. And I regret those moments that I spent trying to show and impress my friends. And I regret those moments that I spent on the earth, what I wanted to be seen by others as someone who's got authority and clout. And all I did that because of this body. And damn this body, because this body is not even mine. And I spend so much time of my life for this body. And all of that is going to come back to me right now. And I'm thinking right now, what is it that's going to travel with me? For my bank right now, with a few good thousands of pounds that I put, it's not mine. It was never meant to be mine. And the clothes on my body, which I wore on my wardrobe in front of me, all of that is going to be taken by others after me. And death comes walking towards me, and it reaches to me. Who am I? I am the real person. I am the soul. I thought I had a soul, but I was wrong. I was the soul, and I had a body. And as it takes me, and I feel the coldness of my own body, and I come out of this body, and I see hundreds and hundreds of angels all around, and I see a complete different world. I no longer see buildings. These buildings are there, but they mean nothing to me. What I see is, I see actions of people. I see people, when they do good, it changes into a thing which will see them in the afterlife. As I'm being lifted from my body, and I'm going and I'm being elevated towards another world, my real home, I say to myself, I forgot. I forgot the moment that the angels had brought me just yesterday. They came with me to my mother's womb. My mother's womb. And I remember the moment so clearly. How could I forget? When they took me from the station of all of the souls and they brought me into my mother's womb and into that little fetus of this body that I have now expired, I was blown into it by an angel, and I became like air that fills the vacuum of a balloon. That's all I was in this body. I was that air, I was that soul, and that was me. And I remember the moments I spent in the womb, and all I knew was Allah, all I knew was Allah, all I knew was Allah. And Allah fed me. And Allah did give me a wonderful time in my mother's womb. No matter where my mother went, no matter how she was, whether she was standing or sitting or lying or reclining, I was always perfectly fine in that womb. And I should have realized that in itself was a miracle. How could I survive in there without actually having any oxygen of myself, or without having any real food? It was all supplied to me right inside my body through my belly button. I was provided that. And how much of a fool could I be? That when I came on this earth, I first remembered. I cried and I heard the adhan. And when I heard the adhan, it was just like yesterday. It was Allah's words. And when Allahu Akbar was said to me, I calmed down, realizing that, everything is all right. I'm in this real world, this new world. This was a new world for me. Everything was different. And I got so used to the world that I forgot my home. My real home, I forgot about it. I got used to the heat of this world, to the light of this world. I got used to the humans of this world. I got into the competition of this world. I started to have education, and Allah taught me. And as I grew up, Allah gave me strength. And that very strength today was the one that has been the greatest enemy of mine. For my own body's strength, my intelligence strength, my money's strength, my financial strength, all of it started to move me away from Allah. And this is it now. And as I'm elevated from the body, and as I go up, it all makes sense. Everything that the Prophets said, everything they said was true. And now I leave the body. And as my body collapses onto the ground, they think that I've just had a heart attack. But you guys that are listening, I'm telling you that a heart attack is only an excuse for God. He can burst a vein in your body. He can turn a cell around. He can make you stop breathing. He can break your spine at an instance of a second. And for my excuse, it wasn't a heart attack. And some go because their cells die in their body. And others go because they have got tumors in their body. And others go because their lung has collapsed. And others go because their livers have failed them. But all of this is just excuse for God to take you back to the real world. And each and every one of us has to go. But now I have to face my challenge. And what is that? That I've been just taken out of this body. And my family fall onto the body. And they check the pulse. And I think, what's the use of checking my pulse? I'm not even there. I'm not there. And they find no pulse. And tears flow from their eyes. And they start to cry. My own brothers and sisters and parents and others around me. I was a young person and I didn't realize it would be so sudden. I thought I had another 30, 40 years of life. But I never knew that all of a sudden, just because of a rare problem in my body, which God put in my body, that the heart suddenly collapsed and nobody saw it coming. And now I'm out of the body and I'm being told to go back to the body, for I will reach my destiny. I come back to my body and now I'm inside, and all I hear is crying, and all I see is people coming to visit my dead body. And they take my body and I can still feel it, but I can't move it anymore. And they put my arms together to my sides, and they put a sheet over my body, and I can see everything. They've got a sheet on my body, and it's all over my face, but I can see right through it. I can see through buildings. I can see through ceilings. I can see through humans, because I'm a soul. And I was always a soul. And all death was a transformation of me going from one world to another. I never died. There's no such thing as death. I only transformed from one world to another. And that's what death was. That's all it was. And now I breathe a different breathing. My body's not breathing, but my soul knows only Allah, 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 Allah. Just before I came to my mother's womb, all I knew was Allah, 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 Allah. And right now I'm a soul again. All I know is Allah, Allah, Allah. But guess what? Right now those Allahs, those La ilaha illallahs, those Alhamdulillahs, those Allahu Akbars, they can't do anything because the angels have gone from my side. They don't write any more deeds for me, for I am now pronounced on the earth dead and in the skies alive. I have been revived. I am alive. But they think I'm dead. And as they put a cloth over my face and they start to straighten my body, they take my clothes off and they have me completely stripped down. And they've got a cloth over my body to hide my naked body. And then after that, I can only see people walking in and crying and crying. And they're talking how I went. And they're talking about my youth. And they're talking about my small life that I had on this earth. And they're saying how beautiful I was. And they're saying how wonderful I was. And I can hear it all day. But you know what? It doesn't matter. What matters is what's going with me. None of these people are going to go with me. All these people crying over my dead body don't realize that I am alive. And I wish I could speak to them. And I wish I could tell them, wake up, fools, wake up. Stop dreaming. For I was dreaming a moment ago and now I'm awake. But they can't listen to me. I can scream as loud as I want. Only the angels can hear me. And as they take my body from where it is, and they lift my body, they take me straight to the masjid. And when they take me every moment, or every time the tire is going over a bump, I have flash memories of my own life. And as I'm going, and the windows besides me have got the trees that go past it, and I can see the buildings go past it, I think, what a deceiving and deluding world. And as I'm going past, I see people wanting to get the best cars, but I see cars as metal now. They're only metal. They're going to return to the earth. And I see people wanting to get big buildings. And I think, what crazy people. What will you do? You can't even live into that. And one day that's going to become dust. All I see is dust, dust. All the humans I see, they're all dust around me. One day they're going to become dust as well. And as they take me into the morgue and they take me inside, they start to wash my body. And they wash me all over. My eyes are closed. Eyelids are closed, but I am fully wide-eyed, open and awake. And I hear them. The comments they make about me. And they tell me they want to lift my head, and they want to put my back up, and they put me back down. And I'm still inside here. I just can't move his body, but I hear every single sound. And I think, what was that all about? I spent a lifetime looking after my body. I used to groom my body, and this body is a waste. This is a waste for me today. It's a waste. What did I do? And these nails that I've got, and the feet that I've got, and the toenails that I've got, that's it. It's all cold. It's becoming hard. And my body already, within 3 minutes of death, my brain died. Oxygen was deprived from here and it died. And within another few minutes already, gases are now coming up in my body. And that's what makes me smell foul. And they're washing my body. If they keep me alive for longer, they will smell such a smell that they will not be able to bear me anymore. That's what it was? Was that my body? Was that it? Was that it? And as they wash me, they move me up so that if there's anything in my bowels, it comes out, and anything inside me comes out, and it comes out, and they wash it away. And what I'm thinking right now is, forget this. What is to be of tomorrow? So they lift me, put me on another tray, and they dry me. And then they put their cloths over me. 3 pieces, one around my navel, around my waist, another one around my shoulders, another one all the way around. And then they tie the 2 ends, and they think I can't see them. And they think I can't hear them. But I can see everything, and I can hear everything. And then they take me to the masjid, into the main hall. And as the imam starts to get ready, all that's going in my head is, which salah did I miss? Which salah did I miss? Oh my Allah, oh my Allah. But now it's of no avail. I had such a comfortable mattress. Because of that, I missed my Fajr prayers. And because of my work, I delayed my Asr prayers regularly. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, but I can't do anything right now. And because of my smartphone, I was lazy on the couch and I delayed Isha. And sometimes I prayed it and sometimes I missed it. And because of my WhatsApp and because of all these other things that's going around me on technology, I had little time for the Quran. Where's the Quran? Where's the Quran? If only I could read the Quran, but nothing would be of any avail. And the smiles, when did I smile? How many times did I smile? How many times was I good to someone? Oh, that's a very good memory. I was good to them. Yes, yes, I gave them gifts. Yes. Well, at least that should come with me. Oh my Allah. What about the moments that I was horrible and I was cruel and I raised my voice and I started to shout unnecessarily and I was horrible to those people? Or what about the moments when I was there and I just wanted their attention and I wasn't thinking of Allah? Ya Allah, what will happen to me? And these thoughts will be of no avail. What's going to go with me is the main question. And as the Imam has said his salam and he gets up and gets the congregation ready and they're about to read my janazah prayer, all I can think of is, I hope this prayer is the one that forgives me. And I look around to see how many people have come to my janazah prayer. And as they finish my janazah prayer, they take my body, they uncover my face, and everyone turns around. And I can see them one by one rotating and looking at my face. And they have got tuts in their mouths. And they say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. And my closest kin, they get hugs and they cry and they miss me. But you know what? I wish I could wake them up. I'm not bothered about their tears. I'm not bothered about them right now, about they're missing me. I'm bothered about their future. I want to warn them the way death came to me. I wish I could warn them, but it's too late. And they carry me on the trolley all the way across the carpet into the hearse. And once they put me into the hearse, the door closes and that's it. You know what? I'm not even going to see the greenness anymore. I'm not going to see the blue sky anymore. I'm not even going to see cars anymore. You know, all my life I died to try and get good cars. All my life I wanted to have good shoes and good clothes. And all my life I wanted to have big buildings. You know what? You know what? Right now, I'm going to be the same as every single soul. I only get 3.5 feet on one way. I only get so many feet the other way. And that's it. That's it. And as they take me and they take me out of the coffin, and right now they're at the graveyard and they're there, I'm on their shoulders, and I'm thinking to myself, no, no, no. Is that it? Is that the last time I see the blue sky and the last time that I feel the oxygen of this earth? But you know what? I have to go. And as they lower me, because my body is decomposing, they lower me. I can see the walls of my own grave towering above me. And they put me onto the surface of the grave. And once they put it there, the greatest tears now come to my own kin's eyes. And they cry. And a couple of them, they crawl out of the grave. And then they say, Minha khalaqnakum. وَفِيهَا نُعِيدُكُمْ وَمِنْهَا نُخْرِجُكُمْ تَارَةً أُخْرَى. And I'm thinking, it's me now in the grave. How many graveyards I went to, and I did that to others, while I still didn't take the heat from the graveyard. How many lessons I could have taken from all the graveyards, but I didn't do that. All I've been reduced to now is a grave myself. And they drop the first soil, and the next bit, and the next bit, and the next bit. And as they drop it and drop it and drop it, it's getting darker and darker and darker and darker. And all I can think of is this eye, these eyes of mine. The sockets have dropped. They've dropped into the sockets. And I'm thinking, what did I see with these least eyes? What did I do with these least ears? What did I do with these least hands and the least feet? What did I do with what Allah gave me for a few moments on this earth? And this earth, it stinks. Everything on it, I wish I never ran for it. I wish I never chased it. Because today, those very eyes have dropped into their sockets. And I, the ruh, the soul, have to answer how I use those eyes. What did I see? Ya Allah, those things I saw, I wish you have forgot. I wish you have forgiven me for it. And left it away, because I don't want to face you. I don't want to face you anymore. With these eyes that I've used, these very eyes in this body that's about to rot, and I saw those things. Ya Allah, this tongue in my own mouth, and the things that I said, and the moments I spent. Oh, how many times of dhikr did I do? How many times? Let me quickly flash. I'm so lucky. I did dhikr there, and that night, and that day, and that moment, and here. And I listened to a few lectures, and that, yes, is there any more? Is there any more? Any more? How many dhikrs do I have? How much do I have? How much do I have? How many moments do I really think about Allah? How many times did I attend salah? How many times was I good? How many times did I fast? Where are these? Where are they? And what about the moments that I didn't do dhikr of Allah? And all those moments went to waste, and I should have taken heed. It was the most simplest thing I could do with the most reward today. All I needed to do is, as I'm going through the dunya, through my things, all I needed to do is keep my tongue busy.